Hello there and welcome to another Minecraft 1.13 tutorial. My name is ShadowSea and today I'm going to show you a sugarcane farm machine that you can do with the flying machine that we've been, going through in my previous tutorials. Alright, so since my video on flying machines had a good reception, I got some comments in it because people seem to, be liking it for farms, which is because, this is probably the best setup that you can do for farming stuff with a flying machine. And in particular, user WP Philly, which I assume is from Philadelphia, I guess, he writes to me, I've been working on this for quite a while now. I'm reading the comment right now. I love your design, but I have a question. Is it possible to build a clock that will start when the machine enters the docking and then stop when the clock timer is done? Writing this, I've been thinking about including a T flip-flop linked to an observer. Thoughts? Okay, so you are absolutely right, and here's the T flip-flop and here's the observer. Now the observer here is going to detect when the flying machine docks, right there, and it's going to start the clock, because this is the way that you can, stop or start this hopper clock. Now the clock is ticking right now, it's really fast, but I suggest that you probably need all 5 stacks here so that it can wait a bit longer. So it's going to run down until it gets to an end, and then the flying machine is going to leap. Now as you can see, the flying machine leaps, and then this observer detects the change, the T flip-flop goes to an off stage, and so the clock isn't ticking. So as you can see right now, the clock is stopped and nothing is happening. Now when the flying machine comes back, this observer is going to again detect another change in this block right here. It was air and now it's glass, which means that there's a change in the state of the block. The T flip-flop goes on, and then the clock starts ticking again for another pass. So that's what basically the user wanted me to do, and I've done it not only for him but for all of you that you're watching. And what I'm going to go on next is show you a full version of the sugarcane farm, because this is like halfway done. We're gonna do it better than this. You can see we can do with a full 8-block line of sugarcane, no problem. The flying machine can do that. And so, yeah, let's get right on it. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the dimensions, or dimensions if you are American English, of this farm. So this can be as long as you want, provided that the chunks are loaded. We're gonna do it this short because, this is only for demonstration purposes. What I've done here is a box of leaves so that the flying machine doesn't get stuck on the edges. Technically, these walls on the sides can be of any block. I just put leaves here because it's kind of like goes with the flow on the color palette. It kind of looks okay. So I'm gonna do leaves on all of the sides. Make sure you have your shears in case you misplace one, and you don't lose it when you remove it with your bare hand. And so I've left here the holes for the observer. So it's very important here that you get a double gap in the middle. Then these are 8 blocks, wide, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right there. So, and you're going to be planting the sugarcane on top of the sand. There's a hole here for an observer that is going to detect when the flying machine goes, is in a sparks state to toggle the clock on and off. And so here are the docking mechanisms. This one is on the left and the other one is on the right. That is important. I guess you can flip them around, but but that would mean that you have to invert the way that the flying machine is built. So that's it, more or less. And then once you finish the structure, really important, leave 2 blocks here and 3 blocks on the other side. This is where the flying machine is going to dock, and it's 2 blocks wide, and we need 1 extra block so that it has air between it and the sugarcane. And so this is going to all be filled with water so that any sugarcane that lands in here or on the other side gets carried into this middle section that you have to dig. So I'm gonna do just that. Dig this all out. Oops, I overdid right there. And so there will be a water current all the way here up to a collection system right there. So let's correct this real quick. And there you have it. Now the next thing that you want to do is play with water. Now granted, put all water sources in the sides like this, like what I'm doing right now, and 3 here. So as you can see, you get the water flowing. You'll be able to plant the sugarcane right up to the last block right here. but the water is not gonna, go down into the lower level. Now you can use packed ice if you want them, the sugarcane pieces to fly faster. This is really not needed in this side of the farm. It is needed here because this is going to be a long, water corridor, so to speak. And so what I'm going to do, because you can save on packed ice if you don't have it, what you can do is just place the first double stream of water, check it out 8 blocks later. When it stops, you can remove these blocks, put some packed ice. This is going to accelerate the blocks. You put the pressure plates right here and you continue with the next stream right there. So that's how little packed ice you need to make this work. Of course this is going to go slower, but I don't think you need anything faster, to be honest. And now for the latest one of this, and then it stops right here. And right now in this place you can either collect it like that by hopping inside, or you can go one down and then create another current like that, and then go check out one of my tutorials maybe on water elevators, water item elevators. And in fact you can see them right over there. There you go. You can see right there my water elevator right there. You can use that to elevate your items up to a level where you can then use hoppers to collect them into a storage room. So please click on the information box right there in the top right corner of your video if you want to know all about the water elevators and how you can conduct these items like so into a proper place of storage. But for now we're going to for demonstration purposes, we're going to show how the items arrive here. Now for the farm, how do you say this, the farm efficiency, as you can see, there are a lot of places here where the sugarcane can land, and in fact when the fly machine makes its pass, they go flying around all over the place. And that's why I put the lateral walls right here, because sometimes they're going to bounce off the walls like that and then drop somewhere. I would say this farm is 50% efficient, but for some reason more than 50% of the sugarcane makes its way into the water drops, the water current right here in the middle. Why is this so? I have no idea, but it seems to be working quite okay for this setup, because if you look at this is 50% sand, and if anything lands in the sand, you're going to just lose it. But for some reason it seems to be working pretty okay. So so let's continue. I'm going to finish the water currents on the other side and get on with the fly machine. Alright, so now the farm is done. It's looking like a proper manual sugarcane farm. Look how beautiful it looks. We're gonna start building all of the mechanisms that we need to do. So first of all, I'm going to cover this hole right here because I'm OCD with the observer that is needed to be here to detect when the fly machine is going to be docked. The second one, I'm going to do it because it's really easy the other way around. I'm going to put the observer right here. This is the one that has to detect the fly machine coming here and send it right back. So we're going to put an unmovable object at the back. This can be, I think, a furnace as well. So if you don't want to waste your precious obsidian blocks. So redstone dust right here. Repeater set to 4 ticks, and then if I can do that correctly, perfect. The waving hello, goodbye, trapdoor right there. So that's part of the thing completed, and now we're gonna start working on the other one first. I think this is right here. All right, the thing right there. Repeater set to 4 ticks, another redstone dust. But here I'm gonna go grab these blocks because they look nice with the leaves. What you need to do is put a torch underneath so that the thing is always on. There you go, that's going to be on. No, right there. So that's the other detector right there that you can manually or automatically send a pulse to so that the fly machine can fly off. a repeater here set to 4 ticks. This repeater is going to turn this off, the torch off, so that that goes on and off, and then another block right here with some redstone dust, and that's where the pulse is going to come from the clock. Alright, so now for the hopper clock that is going to control this farm, we are going to set up an observer right here. Yeah, it makes that tick for a second there because I created an observer clock. And so let's just do the block here, and we need one here and one that is going to be extended. Put it some way. Yeah, that's correct. And then let's do the hopper into hopper. I shift click into the hopper, remove the first one, and shift click into the first hopper right there. So we're gonna put 2 blocks here like so, and a couple of comparators and redstone dust. And then we're going to measure the amount of time that this clock is going to run for. For now, I'm just gonna use 1 stack. Actually, just let me get one of those to my inventory. So 1 stack, that's a really fast clock. For a sugarcane farm, you want to wait as much as possible. In fact, maybe I'm going to disconnect this for the time while I build the flying machine to make this better. Right, so next step, I'm going to just, yeah, maybe I can disable the clock using the torches. So I'm going to grab the torches from here. Couple of blocks here with these torches. You are going to be disabling the hoppers right there, and then of course redstone dust, and we need a repeater somewhere, I think here, so that we strengthen the signal so that these torches receive enough power for them to be off. Now for the T flip-flop, which is the new thing about this farm, I've researched Mambo Chambo's I think the video is called Every Possible T Flip-Flop in Minecraft. He did it a few years ago and it's really cool. And I found that compact T flip-flop that is right there. So I thought it looked really neat in this, and it also fit in this very compact space right here in the back of the farm. And I really like this, so I'm going to reproduce that if I can. So I'm missing the droppers. So this uses 3 droppers and 1 hopper here facing downwards, and the comparator measuring the signal from an item. So if I can get this right, because I actually can't remember, I think there's 1 dropper facing this way, this is facing upwards, yeah, perfect. This one is facing my way right here, and then you put a hopper facing the first dropper. So that's how you do it. Let me just check. Yeah, it's exactly the same. And just for security measures, I'm going to cover the block on top of the hopper, because I had one time in the other farm where a sugarcane just was consumed by the hopper right here and broke the T flip-flop. Now this is a really neat design. If I put an item here, it's going to emit a signal from here, and every time this thing receives a tick pulse, that thing is going to cycle from this dropper into this one. So when the redstone is on this dropper right here, this is going to be off, and then with just 1 tick, this thing travels all the way into this one and it stays there, and so it has a pulse. So that's effectively a toggle. And so the way we get signal into here is by doing a little ladder right here. Where's my redstone dust? I lost it. So from here you can just do that, and sorry, here, and I'm just for the sake of signal strength, I'm going to put a repeater right there, and then connect it all with some pulse. So now the clock is ticking because there's nothing there. So I'm going to disconnect it for now. But the way this is going to work, this observer right here is going to detect changes in the state of this block. It's going to be either air or glass, and that's going to make the T flip-flop change states as well. So the last thing that we need, and while the farm is growing, that's really healthy right there. So the last thing is the flying machine. Alright, so this is the last part of the build, the flying machine, and the part where I always mess up. I have no idea why, but I'm terrible with flying machines. I'm gonna place the glass block right here, and as you can see, this just turned off because it's a toggle. And so let me just do the slime blocks here. Sorry, I got a blank right there. And then, so the first one, I'm gonna do it like that. We have a sticky piston facing this way. Remove all that, we don't need that. Complete it with a slime block right there, where our observer is going to go. And then a sticky piston facing this way and the rest of the slime block. So that's the, yeah, so far that's correct. That's how you, that's the structure of the flying machine. So as you can see, this glass is going to slide with any block that you put here. You don't really need the grass, the leaves, I mean the leaves right there. Anyway, so as you can see here, the structure of the flying machine is like that, and the only thing missing here are the observers. So you need one observer here and the other observer right there. The problem with this, well, there are many problems with this. The first one is that the observer needs to be facing downwards. I figure that there won't be a problem. Okay, so what I'm going to do is break this block right there. Shift click right there. I got my observer. Excellent. And I place it back. The problem with the next one, I'm going to show you right now. So I put a block here and another observer facing downwards. The moment I remove that block, this flying machine is going to either break or go flying. That's, yeah, it's going to break probably. When I do that, oh, nothing happened. Isn't that so beautiful? Did I do this right? Yeah, this is probably right. So let's see if I can manually make this go. So what I'm gonna do is take this away from here and put it here. Correct state. Now the clock is going to be ticking, and when the clock goes to 0 right here, hopefully the flying machine is gonna work. And it's going. Oh, that's awesome. Look at all that sugarcane flying right there. Okay, so I can see why it's more than 50%, because most of the sugarcane is actually bouncing against this wall, going here through the center. But you can see we have one there, which is part of the fact that this farm is not perfect. But there you go. There you have the sugarcane all in one place. I'm going to try and drop here and count it. Wow, actually 2 stacks. That's so impressive. I wasn't expecting this level of wow. Okay, so it seems that I did something right here with this farm. So anyways, people, there you have it. Okay, it's off again. Of course, this clock is too fast. What you want to do is just fill it with 5 stacks of objects. You know, it can be just dirt, so that it takes longer. But there you have it. This is a fully automatic sugarcane flying machine based farm, which works pretty well if you actually let the sugarcane grow. Look at that. You know, there's a wall here because you need both sides for the sugarcane to bounce around. Anyway, so I'm gonna put Mambo's video in the description in case you want to look at all of the different T flip-flops that he has come up with, and this is the one that I chose because it's so compact and awesome, and it's relatively cheap. And so yeah, of course, look at my other tutorials. You'll find interesting things. I'm gonna continue with full farm design tutorial because that seems to be something that you guys are interested in. So I think maybe another sugarcane tutorial farm is in order, one that has 100% efficiency, like all the way. Is much more expensive than this one. But if you're like me, that you hate losing even just one single block of sugarcane like that, you want 100% efficiency. So if you want that, you gotta go here into the other side of my wall right here. And thank you if you stayed this long on the video, because this is me just mumbling around. But this one right here, these are 8 block modules that I've constructed. Really, really simple, easy to do with, you know, cards collection system. The good thing about this is that you can go all the way up to the sky with this. You can you know, extend the cards going through the back of the farm and into a second floor, let's say, like right here, and just continue building upwards. And then you're gonna have some sort of a collection system right here. And if you pop into the chest right there, this is how much sugarcane this little thing has been collecting during all of my tutorials. So if you're interested in this, let me know in the comments. So maybe, you know, you can leave a comment right there, and, you know, I will be more than happy to work on, continue building this thing, maybe making even better, because you don't really need all of this fancy elevator that I just did right here. You can just, make this elevator like 8 or 10 blocks in the air and just have the items go into the water. But as you can see, now these carts are producing sugarcane. Anyways, this has been Shadow C, and see you next time. Goodbye.